The unemployment numbers numerous times, but what if you're over 50 years old and find yourself in a position where you need to look for a new job?
Well, this topic is the main focus of Fired at 50, how to overcome the greatest executive job search challenge. And we're joined this morning by co-authors Tucker Mays and Bob Sloane. Thank you guys so much for coming in. First, tell us why you wrote the book.
Well, we wrote the book because it's such a huge challenge out there. As a matter of fact, today, 15% of the age group over 50 are unemployed. That's double the rate that it was at the beginning of the recession. And it's at the highest rate that it was since the Great Depression. And it takes these folks well over a year to find a job. So it's extremely challenging, and we know of no other book that was written to help them that is a step-by-step plan to help them accelerate their search.
And for many of these people, they may not have been searching for a job for many, many years or decades even. Since they've last been in the job market.
That's really the problem. We typically work with, and we've written the book on behalf of executives who have been very successful in their careers, but have never really had to look for a job. And now they find themselves in the most competitive job market level, age 50 and over. And it's not easy. They simply don't have the skills. It has nothing to do with how successful they've been as professionals. It's just a whole different set of approaches they need to know. And our book provides much of the insight about it.
Yeah, it's a whole new ball game for them. And in many, many ways, the resumes that they need to put together are very different from those that they used, years ago.
As a matter of fact, the resume can actually hurt you. You've been out of work a while. It shows your age. You may have been with a company for a long time, or you may have been job hopping in the last few years. So we recommend using a bio to start, which doesn't show years, doesn't show job hopping, and is the best way to present yourself before they actually require a resume.
Do you think that compensation has something to do with it being harder to find a job over 50? Obviously, it's cheaper to hire someone fresh out of college than someone who's been in the job market for a while, has a house, kids to feed. Is that part of it?
It is, and we advise readers, we advise our clients to be very flexible on compensation, to allow themselves to take advantage of different kinds of salary components, even if the base is lower than what they've been used to. We give a lot of advice as to how to negotiate and how to essentially let the company tell the individual what they're willing to pay before the individual gives a number first. I mean, the general advice is whoever gives the first number in a negotiation is not the winner.
And something else that might be difficult for those folks over 50 looking for a job is that the employer, their potential new boss, could be significantly younger than them, if not maybe even in some cases half their age.
That's true, and that is one of the challenges when you're over 50. What we suggest is that they talk about their experience when they worked with people that were younger than they are, or actually worked for a younger boss and can demonstrate that they assisted that boss in actually going higher in the organization and actually facilitated their career as well. They always have to address the age you do in interviews or whatever they do.
What are some of the other ways that people can overcome the age bias?
Well, the typical biases, and some of these are quite unfair, but if you're over 50, it's assumed that you'll have lower energy, that you may not have the most up-to-date technology skills, that you are going to be set in your ways, you won't be flexible in terms of your management style. And in the book, we give advice as to how to counter each one of those. Make sure that you're up to date on the most important technology skills for your functional area or your sector. Make sure that you demonstrate as you speak about your experience that you're incredibly flexible, that you're not tied to one way of operating. And of course, make sure that they understand that you're open to brand new ideas and you're able to really translate your skills into their particular environment.
Another thing for folks over 50 to remember that this is a long process, so that they shouldn't get discouraged. They should remain positive, but that's really difficult sometimes.
It is difficult, but if you're not, it shows immediately in interviews or working with recruiters. So you have to be upbeat. We always say to our clients there are 13 million businesses in the United States. One only needs you, and you only need one. So everybody gets a job eventually. Keep your head up, be positive, and that'll actually help you get a job faster.
Yeah.
And you keep saying make sure you're up on all the technical aspects of jobs. Are there seminars that people can take that you recommend, or online classes, things like that?
Well, all around our country, and certainly all around this area, there are wonderful resources available for job seekers at any age, but including those over 50. For example, most religious organizations, churches and synagogues, have developed job search mission groups. There are wonderful organizations, all the public libraries. Go to your business reference librarian, and you'll be guided to the most important and the most relevant resources you need to know.
And both of you are actually going to be web chatting this morning with folks at home who have any questions. People can go to ctnow.com/jobs. Ask whatever questions you might have. Certainly you'll have some great advice. Also, you have a website that we want to let our viewers know about.
We do. Anybody who's interested in learning about the book, getting a preview of it, learning where to buy it, go to firedat50.com. That's 50 spelled out F-I-F-T-Y.
All right. Thank you both very much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.